What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Tuesday team here. Today, you have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, JD, staying positive from Line Movers. JD, how are you today, brother?
Man, I'm trying, dude. Trying hard. Yeah, man. Just going through one of those rough times with some tough beats, man. I mean, some real tough beats.
Yeah. And we'll go into those in just a second, but we've all been through that kind of stretch, JD. Just got to power through. Got to get through it. Got to get to the other side and get back to the winning ways. We've all fucking been there, unfortunately. If you're in this industry, we do this every single day. And if you haven't been in a cold stretch, then you're a fucking liar. There's no other way to put it. JD, might as well go into our weekend. See? I always fucking do it. I was going to say weekend recap. It's not our weekend recap. We're going to go into our Monday recap. I'll jump in here first, JD. I had two unit plays yesterday. As I've said, I'm in the final day of the SoBet tournament. I've moved up into the top 10. We hit both my big 2U plays. One was the Phillies. One was the over in the basketball game, which let me tell you something, JD. I was nervous watching that basketball game, especially, end of the first half, early third quarter. They were very, very far from the pace. The live over was in the 210-ish range, like 209, 210. So good second half there to get me the cover. Was happy to hit both of those. I know you said you're cold, but I got to kick it over to you. How'd you do yesterday?
Yesterday was a -2 unit day, which
not that bad.
I know it doesn't really sound that bad. But I feel like I should have been up so much more. I had a nice tennis play. It was a nice underdog play. He was up a set and 2 breaks. And actually even at match point and did not win. And then last night, man, that damn baseball game, as far as my best bet on the show, that was pretty brutal, man. 8 runs through the first 5. And then we don't get another run the rest of the game to get hooked. That one right there definitely stung.
Yeah, I thought about you during that one. I told you that pre-show. I also tailed that play with you and was on it, and I thought we had that nailed. 5th inning, we were at a full 8. So you capped that right. There's nothing you could say about that. They didn't score any runs for the Final Four with 2 weak bullpens. So you definitely capped that right, bro. Just sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. Literally, sometimes it just doesn't bounce your way. So we're gonna get back on track, but we're gonna get you back on track, and we're both gonna get some wins going today. So you're ready to dive into today's slate? Ready to dive into a little MLB action? We have a beautiful 5-game slate we're going over. If you guys have any questions on any games, as always, drop them in the comments. We are here for you. But JD, you ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Let's get it, bro. First game we're breaking down today is going to be the D-backs taking on the Blue Jays. D-backs are pitching our guy, Brandon Pfaadt. Pfaadt is 8-4 in the year with a 5.5 ERA. On the other side, we have the ageless wonder who just won't do bad. Chris Bassett. We've come on here on this show all season long and saying, he's eventually going to regress. This is an older pitcher turning 37 years old. He has not pitched like this throughout his whole career. He's getting up there in age. He keeps making me look like a moron because he's been pitching fantastically all year long. He comes in 7-3 on the year with a 3.7 ERA. JD, before I kick it to you, one thing that sticks out to me in this game is Brandon Pfaadt's road numbers. He is 3-2 on the road, but he does have a 7 ERA. His ERA is awful on the road. I have a play I love in this game, but I'm going to kick it over to you first. What do you like in D-backs Blue Jays today?
I was about to say kick it over to J-Bo because when he didn't finish that one at first, I was just like, I don't know where this is going here, but
J-Bo, stay away from my mother. That's all I'm going to say to you. But we hope we have a monster day as well, brother. We appreciate you tuning in. We know that was a typo. Happy to have you here as always, brother. JD, back over to you. We have the D-backs and the Blue Jays game 1.
I feel like we talk about this certain guy almost every time that he's on the mound now. That's our guy, Mr. Brandon Pfaadt.
Yep.
If you just look at his numbers, man, he's just been pitching so poorly, especially on the road. Which, of course, tonight he is here on the road. But last game, he only allowed – what?
I'd say it's all good to J-Bo. He said my bad.
His last game, he only gave up 2 earned, but he gave up 9 hits, and there was literally base runners everywhere. That was
Sounds like a Yankee game.
That was actually during that stretch last week where the Mariners literally in all of those Diamondbacks games – they had runners literally on base the whole game and just could not get anybody in. So it's not like he pitched great. there. And then before that, he faced the Braves. He gave up 6 earned. And then he faced the Nationals before that and gave up 8 earned. I mean, he's just not pitching well. And then, like I said, as far as his road numbers go, they are just not good. The Blue Jays are that team this year that I haven't really bet their games much. I can't seem to really get them right. Can't really seem to nail them down, especially in spots just like this. So I'm not betting it, but I am going to tell you what I think are very good plays. Just every time I back the Blue Jays in situations like this, their bats just do nothing. But tonight, for their bats, should be good because at home, the actual Blue Jays do actually seem to hit better there. And as far as their team total goes, like I just think these are low. I mean, you can actually get their first 5 team night total at 2.5, and you can get some plus money on that, I'm pretty sure. And then you can get their full game team total over 4.5 runs at actually almost no juice also. So at that price, I definitely like both of those.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But let me tell you what I'm on this game. So it is my first play. I'm locking in for the SoBet tournament. We've been crushing it in that tournament. We're now in the top 10 on the final day today. And I'm all over the Blue Jays in this spot, guys. The Blue Jays are a much better home team than they are a road team. They're 38-33 on the year, 5 games over 500. But at home, they're 22-13. Bassett at home has been unbelievable. He's 5-0 on the year with a 2.4 ERA. He's just been untouchable at home. And like I said earlier when I introed the game, Brandon Pfaadt, 7 ERA on the road. And in this spot, I just don't expect Pfaadt to have a big performance. I do expect this Blue Jays offense to get it rolling. I do know it's a little scary because the Blue Jays did just get swept by the Phillies, but the Phillies are looking like they're turning it around themselves. So can't take too much from that. The Blue Jays had a really good series right before that, and they've been playing some great baseball as of late. So give me the Blue Jays on the money line, and we can currently – let me get the exact line here so we have it up to date. Currently get it at a minus 120. It's exactly what I'm playing. I have it for a 2-unit in the tournament, and I think we see an absolutely big performance from the Blue Jays here. JD, I know you said they're not one of your teams that have done right by you this year. Well, for me, the Blue Jays are a team I have actually gotten right all year. They're one of those teams that it seems like whichever way I bet them, it's gone well for me. So I'm going to continue to try and find spots for these Blue Jays because we haven't done well with them so far this year. Doc, we love you too, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Not sure why we're getting the I love you, but we love all positivity here. As the hat says, stay positive. So we appreciate you tuning in. Joe, as always, we appreciate you, Joe. Welcome to the show. We always appreciate you being here. All right, JD, ready to move on to our second game of the day?
Let's do it.
Let's get it, bro. Second game we're going over today, the Minnesota Twins. We have David Festa on the bump for the Twins, going to Cincinnati, taking on the Reds. But the Reds have our guy, Andrew Abbott, on the bump starting today. He's been an absolute force this year. Andrew Abbott has a 1.85 ERA and a 0.97 whip. Let me repeat that. Yep. Andrew Abbott has a 1.85 ERA and a 0.97 whip. He's been unbelievable this year. That also comes with a 6-1 record. Pitching for the Twins is David Festa, who's 1-1 on the year with a 4.76 ERA. The interesting numbers on David Festa. JD, what do you think David Festa's road ERA is this year?
I'm trying not to look.
Don't look.
I'm not looking. My hands are up. He had a blow-up game. I think it was versus the A's. And I'm sure that really fucked his numbers up.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what they are, but they have to be bad there.
So he has a 20 ERA on the road.
20, okay, yeah.
So all the way up to a 20. And he's taking on a guy in Andrew Abbott that's been lights out. Andrew Abbott's been one of the most consistent and best pitchers in baseball this year. 6-1 on the year, 1.85 ERA. At home, he's got a 2.2 ERA, which is a little bit worse. But can you really complain about anyone having a 2.2 ERA at home? Looking at his most recent performances, last game that he pitched was against the Guardians exactly a week ago today. The Reds won 1-0. He pitched a complete game, went all 9 innings, and gave up 3 hits and 1 walk. This guy has been dialed in. In 4 of his last 5 starts, the Reds have won the game. This is another one. I think they're going to have no problem getting onto David Festa. I think they're going to have no problem scoring a ton of runs in this game, and I'm going to be all over the Reds in this spot on the money line at a minus 120. That line has also been moved down. It's actually at a minus 115 now, so you can get an even better price. So minus 115 for the Reds at home, taking on David Festa. JD, what do you like in this one?
Which just brings up to me, why? Why is this number going down still?
Yeah, very interesting.
you have the Twins, who in their last 10 games are actually 2-8, while actually the Reds have actually been playing well.
Yeah, they have.
They're actually playing good like ball, and the line is just moving towards the Twins. It just keeps on. Um, so as far as value on the red side, I'm like definitely showing it here. I don't understand this line. Besides the fact, and Doc, I'm actually on the same page here. This tells me is actually like, as far as Festa goes, that the books think he's going to have like an all right start. So I think with the total at 9, which is going to sound crazy coming from me, but I think you have to bet the under here. That would actually be my strongest lean. To me, this line is just weird.
Something's a little off by it for sure.
Something's a little off, but I definitely like the red side, and I definitely like the under 9.
You know what this feels like, JD? The Phillies Marlins game from yesterday, where everyone said the Marlins were sharp. It was fake sharp. It was a fake sharp line, and I feel like this one is in the exact same boat. I feel like this is another one where the Reds are going to get it done. It may get a little hairy, but I do think the Reds will get it done with Abbott. We've just seen it all year long. He's been fantastic. Joe, I do have to say, I love how you spelled Cy and Cy Young. I had to put it up there. I love it. It's CY, but it looks cool as the SY. I did just pull that up because I wanted to pull it up and see what his odds are. You have to remember he's in the same division, he's in the NL with Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens is minus 400 to be the NL Cy Young. Abbott's like the 12th best odds. He's getting no respect. He's all the way down below Jesus Luzardo. Luzardo has a better chance. Spencer Schwellenbach has shorter odds than Abbott. He really has been getting disrespected, but he's been great this year. You can't take that away from him. And I don't think he's going to be an SY candidate at all. So that is going to be my take on that. JD, ready to keep moving?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to say. As far as the Reds game, I mean, just like you said, as far as that Phillies game yesterday, it does remind us a lot of like that one. And actually, like in like the whole like little like SoBet competition, I played the Phillies. Well, actually, like you actually saw, but I played Phillies in the first 3. I played them in the first 5. I played them in the first 7, and then I also played them full game. I just kind of stacked the Phillies the whole entire game, and honestly, the Reds here, I actually may do the same thing. So.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a big performance. I just don't see any way that they're going to be able to get off on Abbott, which I know the wording of that is terrible. I do apologize, everybody. But I do think Abbott's going to have a big performance here. God, that just made it even worse. I'm going to shut up. So we're going to keep it moving, JD, before we get canceled. Family-friendly show. Family-friendly show.
Family-friendly show.
Let's keep it fucking moving. Family-friendly show. Next game we're breaking down is going to be the New York Mets taking on the Atlanta Braves. Mets are coming into this game 45-27, 18 games above 500, but they're only 18-17 on the road. They're only one game above 500 on the road. Taking on a Braves team that's starting to kind of get it together. They're 31-39, 19-15 at home. The only place these guys win are at home. And first of all, JD, I got to bring it up because we just looked in the SY, the Cy Young candidate of the year. How is Andrew Abbott plus 7,000 to win the Cy Young with a sub-2 ERA and a very good record when Spencer Schwiepenbach is 5-4 in the year with a 3.15 ERA and he has 2,000 less odds? He's only plus 5,000. So that makes no sense to me, but I digress. Let's go back to this game.
I mean, as far as Schwellenbach, I mean, like he's like good. In a lot of the games, they are not scoring runs. For actually him, I mean, but he's like definitely good. I think also as far as the team that you play for, I know as far as actually Skeens go, he's at the top and he's on a team, that's not so great, but still Paul Skeens is just that, like actually just his name is actually, it's just actually so like big. But actually like as far as actually like Abbott goes, being on the Reds, like just not as many people like know his name.
Yeah.
So actually like that has a lot to like do with that. So
appreciate you tuning in, Thomas. Tuning in. So what do you think about this game, JD? It's your Braves. You're the Braves guy. Is Spencer Schwiepenbach going to have a big performance and propel his Cy Young attempt this year? What do you got?
Man, first off, the Braves, they just got that series win, but they are not happy. They've come out and said it. As far as the actual Rockies series, that is one that they wanted to sweep. They knew that they needed to get that sweep. Then they lost that game Sunday 10-1.
Yeah, not a good one.
That was a weird start on Sunday because actually Sale was actually going to start that game, and then he didn't start the game. And so, like, as far as the pitching in that game did not go how it was planned, but still, that's just a team that you just have to beat. So anyway, yeah, the Braves have come out and said they're just not happy currently. They're kind of pissed off.
They're 31-39. You're not
right,
happy in the season.
They're kind of pissed off in actually like a good way though, like
good.
That kind of like
motivating way.
Yeah. Yes.
Got it.
So like there's definitely like a good sign. I think this line is very interesting. With the Braves because they're not just like minus 115. You know, they're a minus 135. So the books are showing them a lot of respect here. And as far as the starting pitchers, I get it. Because as far as actually like Spencer Schwellenbach goes, we should just talk about it. His actual numbers are actually really not bad. They just don't seem to give him runs. Then on the other side, David Peterson. Gosh, we've talked about this guy so much. He just keeps getting it done, man. But if you look at his advanced stats, they show that he's gonna give up runs. He's just not doing it yet. But there is what the numbers show. So the line to me kind of makes sense. There's no way, as far as being the Braves, that actually I could play this.
No way.
Because their bullpen right now just I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah. It's one of those things that we keep talking about. We're on like paper, it should be good, but it's just not translating. And right now it is not translating whatsoever. So even though we have two good actually starters, I actually lean over here, especially because of the bullpens. But if I had to make one play on the game, I would at this number I would have to take the Mets.
Yeah, I'm doing the exact same thing, JD. A, about the number. B, the Mets are coming in off a sweep. They got swept by the Tampa Bay Rays at home. That was a very shocking series. But then they had the day off yesterday, got to regroup. Now they come into this game fully refreshed. After just taking a beating at home, they need to win this game. They need to come out and they need to shut the Braves down. They actually need to win the series pretty handedly because they want to keep the Braves below them. You don't want to let the Braves get hot. And I think that Peterson should have a big performance here. I do think they'll be able to hit Schwellenbach. Schwellenbach's had some good stuff this year. Don't get me wrong. But when he does get hit, he does give up homers. And I can see him giving up a couple homers to this Mets lineup. On the other side, David Peterson doesn't give up homers. That's a surprising thing about him. He may give up a ton of hits, but in 80 innings of work, he's allowed 4 homers this year. He does a great job of keeping the ball in the park and limiting catastrophic innings. You guys all know what I mean by saying limiting catastrophic innings. You know what a catastrophic inning, a good example of that is? Last night in the Dodgers-Padres game. What's his name, the starter from the Padres? Dylan Cease. When he gave up 6 runs on 9 consecutive hits in 1 inning. That's a catastrophic inning. But David Peterson doesn't do that. He doesn't let the ball leave the park. He keeps it in the park and does a good job of avoiding terrible situations. Give me the Mets on the money line. There's definitely value there with this price, and I think we're only getting this price because the Mets have not been great on the road. The Braves have been better at home. They have Schwellenbach on the bump, but at the same time, the Mets are one of the best teams in baseball. If you can get them at a plus 115 in this spot with Peterson, you have to take it, and that's exactly what I'm playing. Give me the Mets on the money line. Let's see a big win from the Mets tonight. JD, over to you.
And yeah, there is one other thing I forgot to mention, and as far as the over, this is why I actually like the over. As far as both of these starters, both pitched the entire game last time out. They actually both went 9, which is something you do not see much now. So that tells me probably this start, they're probably not going to go as long here. So we're going to have a lot more of the bullpens. So actually that was my main reason for actually liking the over here.
There we go. So let's see runs here, and let's see the Mets get a big dub tonight. All right, JD, let's move on to our second to last game. And guys, as always, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. A little bit slower of a show today. We're getting into the meat of summer baseball. Not everybody's forte, but we're here. We're firing. And if you guys have any questions, we're here to give you guys every kind of breakdown that you guys want. JD, let's move into the next game, as I said, which is going to be the Astros taking on the Athletics. Pitching for the Astros is Jason Alexander. Jason Alexander is 0-0 on the year with an 18.0 ERA. And JD, here's the crazy one. Here's his whip. His whip is at a 2.85. That means in every inning he's pitched, 2.85 base runners have gotten on base. That's really bad. Pitching for the Athletics, we have J.P. Sears, the lefty. He's been okay, 5-5 on the year with a 5.08 ERA. All that being said, JD, interesting pitching matchup here. What do you like in this game?
It is. It is very interesting. Yeah, as far as the Astros, man, they're like pitching staff, man. They just keep getting hurt. Just shit just keeps happening to them, man. And they're having to throw out guys like, actually guys like this. No, actually, like it is actually like he gonna go long? No. But like that is who they have to like throw actually out there. Like you said, he has an ERA of 18. And has a whip of 2.83. I mean, as far as he's only pitched in actually 4 games.
Yeah, only 6 innings, I believe, as well.
So, I mean, yeah, like those like numbers can go way down. But when you look at not just this season, if you look at all of his major league starts, my man has an ERA of 6.37 and a whip of 1.71. So
yeah, he's not the best.
I was about to say when you still look at everything, like it's just still not good. Now he's playing in a ballpark in a actually like minor league park, where what? Let me look up the weather really quick here.
I got it right here. Oh no! Wow. First time ESPN does not have the weather report linked at the bottom for a game. Weird.
Yeah, we're on the over here, guys. It's gonna be hot, like actually hot, with the wind blowing out. Looks like to left center. Yeah, give me the over 10.5. I like don't even need to look at anything else. Yeah, the A's should get their runs. As far as JP Sears, I'm not going to tell you actually he's bad because he's like
he's not,
but he's also not that like good.
He's an average pitcher. That's the best way to look. He's an average pitcher.
But you're still putting him in this like ballpark though.
Bingo.
And that's the biggest difference. And yeah, 10.5. Yeah, guys, we're definitely gonna have to hit this over here. I did not realize the weather was that good to a night.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's definitely jump on that over now because I know that number seems high, but in this ballpark, it's really not that high, and I'm expecting that to probably move up.
Yeah, JD, I'm in the same boat you are. I'm taking the over in this game. I think we're going to see a ton of runs here. This stadium is conducive for a ton of runs. These pitchers are conducive for a ton of runs. I mean, guys, the Astros don't exactly have the best bullpen. They don't. They've had to use their bullpen heavily over the last week. They're coming into this game basically with a bullpen game, starting a guy that has a 18 ERA. Another thing about the starter, Jason Alexander for the Astros, he was just traded there from Oakland. He's versing his own team. His old team knows him. They've seen him. They know his stuff. So I do think, I keep calling them Oakland. They're still Oakland to me. I don't care if they're Sacramento. The Sacramento A's should still be able to get runs off this guy. They know what he is. They know what he has, and they know he's not exactly great. On the other side, this Astros team has seen JP Sears a couple times, and they've hit him pretty hard. And I do think the Astros in this ballpark will also be able to get a ton of runs off in this game. So, JD, I'm with you 1,000%. There's only one play you can make in this game, and that's the over 10.5. The line is rising. You can still get 10.5 on most books, but on a book like FanDuel, it's already up to 11. I could see this closing at 11.5. So if you like this, agree with the two of us, take it now, lock it in, 10.5. We should see at least 12 to 13 runs in this game, maybe even more. Shout out David. He is here. He's in the car headed to the airport. Where are you going? Anywhere cool? You didn't invite us? Let us know. Hope you have a safe trip, brother. JD, before we move on to our final game that we're going to talk about, Joe is here asking about the Giants minus 1.5. We might as well talk about that game because we all know the storylines here. JD, what's the big storyline in this game?
The Giants made a trade.
Yes, sir.
It ended up being very good for them, and
I think so.
The more that I've looked at it, man, yeah, the Red Sox, I just don't understand it, man. Like,
me neither. So let's break this one down. We have the Gardos. We have the Giants. Pitching for the Gardos is Slade Ciccone. Ciccione's 1-3 on the year with a 4.25 ERA. On the other side, another ageless wonder. We have Robbie Ray for the Giants. He's coming in 8-1 on the year with a 2.55 ERA. Anything you like in this game, JD? I do see here, like we said, Joe, the reason we're breaking it down is asking us if we like the minus 1.5. How do you feel about the minus 1.5? And let me tell you something. I'm not taking another Giants minus 1.5 for a very long time after last week's debacle. So you tell me, do you like it, or do you think this is more of a parlay piece? Because I definitely think the Giants win this game. I don't mind them as a parlay piece, but I'm not a big minus 1.5 guy. If you guys have watched the show, you know I'd rather parlay two money lines of two teams that are favorites than do a minus 1.5. Love plus 1.5s, not a minus 1.5 better. JD, thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely showing value here. What I would do is actually play it on the -1 line. So actually that way, if they do win by actually one, you actually like get that push. I mean, as far as like Robbie Ray goes, I mean, if he keeps doing what he has been doing, I mean, then yeah, this should be a fairly easy win. I mean, it's just like, is he actually going to keep doing that or like not?
Bro,
for me with the run line, especially here in this specific game, you're getting such a good price, Joe, like you're saying there. You're saying that because, or you're getting that line because, one, they actually are that actual home team, so they may not get the actual ninth.
That's a big deal.
But also, as far as the total, and actually this game, I believe it is actually only 7. So it's a very low total. So actually, like the actual likelihood of them winning by 2+ runs goes down. So that's why that number is actually so big.
Yeah, for sure. Give me 1 second. I'm just tweeting out this game real quick because it is Rafi Devers' debut. It is a big deal. JD, he did have to change his number. I don't know if you heard that story. They have number 11 retired in San Francisco. So he is now going to be number 16. That's the new number that he picked for this team. What do you think about taking any props on Rafi Devers tonight? You think he may hit one into McCovey Cove? You think he's going to have a big performance here? What do you think about any props regarding Rafi Devers? Because he's the main storyline of this game. So I know me and you aren't huge minus 1.5 guys, especially in this game, but there may be some value on maybe oh, God, no, there isn't. I pulled it up. He's plus 350 to hit a home run, shortest odds of anybody in the game. They really brought it down for this one. What do you think about any Rafi props? Anything you like with him in this game?
Let me look here and pull up some stuff.
Also, they have Willie Adames as the second best odds to hit a homer. Speaking about somebody who has been a huge letdown, let me pull up his numbers here. I don't think he's been terrible, if I'm not mistaken. Like, terrible.
So, guys, and also just remember this isn't really about Devers, but as far as the park goes, because we like talk about parks and we've had people question, like, you know, like, when does the wind, you know, this and this. Okay, so if you look at this, the weather here, the wind is blowing out to center field strong. Like it looks like a little over 15, but that game time between like 15 and 17. So normally you're like, oh shit, like all right, cool. But just like I told you, that actually like total's low, and it's still low because this ballpark, the wind, it just doesn't work the same. So if you have wind blowing out strong or either wind blowing in strong, that does not make a big difference here. So that's just something to remember there, man. These Devers props, you're not getting any value whatsoever.
None. Bro, and they have Willie Adames priced so poorly. Like, it's hard to take anything on him. He's the second shortest odds to hit a homer. Then you pull up Willie Adames. He was the big offseason acquisition for this Giants team. He was the prize shortstop of free agency. Well, Mr. Prize shortstop of free agency for the Giants is batting .200 on the year exactly, .200. He's got 8 homers and 32 ribbies. He's had 268 at-bats and has only managed to get 54 hits. This guy's been an absolute disaster. And he also doesn't walk. He's got an OBP of .280. That's bad, bro. His WAR is at a 0, which means he's not better than whoever else the fuck they put in there. Very interesting to see Willie Adames' stats, and I do have to toot my own horn here, JD, a little bit. I know we talked about it during MLB free agency, and I said there's no way in hell the Yankees should make a run for this Willie Adames guy. Didn't want him at all. Very happy to be validated by seeing his numbers mid-season. He's been awful. All right, JD, we have one more game we're breaking down today. Unless you guys have any more questions, put them in the chat. As always, we're here for you. But the last game we're breaking down today is going to be the Padres and the Dodgers. We know the pitcher for one of the teams. We have our guy, Randy. Randy Vasquez going for the Padres. He's 3-4 in the year with a 3.57 ERA. He's got a 1.4 whip. Issue with Randy Vasquez, ball leaves the park a lot for him. He gives up a lot of homers, and he has really bad control. 35 walks in the year. JD, I still don't have a starter for the Dodgers. We've been waiting. We're hoping to get that by this time we go over the show. Still don't have it. Do you have any updates on any starting information for the Dodgers as of now?
As far as like Matt Sauer, that's who I'm thinking they're gonna go with. But there's nothing been officially like announced yet. This is one of those games where we had another one of these games with the Dodgers last week, where actually like the thing was the exact same. We didn't know, and I said I didn't care who actually started for the Dodgers, and it's the same way here. I really do not care. Because whoever they put out in this situation is going to be somebody who's just honestly just like not that good.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to be on the over here. Because as far as the Padres, whoever the Dodgers throw out, they should be able to get runs. And once again, I know it didn't work out last week when I said it, but I'm going to stand on this shit again. Randy Vasquez is not a good pitcher. I said that last week too, and he only gave up one earned run versus this Dodgers team. But I'm going back to it again, guys. Especially since they just saw him less than a week ago, and actually look what happened. Actually, Cease last night. Cease held them down the first time. He sees them again, and then he gets hit. And Randy Vasquez is, he like should get hit to a night. He like really should. And so I don't, like I said, as far as the Dodgers starter, I really don't care. Give me the over 9.5 runs.
I mean, the sports books agree with you, JD. They agree with you. The Dodgers are a minus 215, and nobody knows who the fuck is pitching for them. That should tell you everything you need to know about Randy Vasquez and what the books think of Randy Vasquez. They think he's going to get hit hard. The total set at a 9.5, and we don't even know who's pitching for the Dodgers. The one thing that would scare me about backing the Dodgers is they had to use a full bullpen game yesterday. They did not get a lot of length out of Kasperius. He came in, pitched a couple innings, but they really didn't get a lot of length out of him. Tonight's probably going to be another game where they're going to go with maybe an opener, maybe not a guy they're going to go with who's going to be projected to go 5 to 6 innings, maybe a 1 to 2 inning guy, which to me is going to really hurt them late in the game. So, JD, I'm with you 8,000%. I think one of the best bets you could make today is the over 9.5 in this game. It's at minus 120. It's steaming to the over. May move to 10.5. But like I said, both these teams, their bullpens are pretty taxed. Not a great starter for the Padres. It doesn't matter who's going for the Dodgers because it's not going to be a great starter for them. I think we're going to see a ton of runs in this ball game, JD. Let's cash this over, and let's have a big day here. All right, brother. Well, is it about that time we go into best bets powered by Player Profit? You ready?
Let's do it. Let me make sure I got it pulled up here.
First, we're going to do this little graph here. Then I'm going to go over what Player Profit is. Guys, Player Profit is a company that will let you take a challenge. You pay your way to enter a challenge. If you do well in the challenge and you pass, you will get funded by Player Profit and will be betting with their money. This is a great way to try your talents, test your skills, and see if you can get funded by Player Profit. They have a few different levels you have to pass, but once you pass, they will give you money, and you will keep a portion of the profit you make with gambling their money. So make sure you guys take advantage and check out Player Profit. We're going to be sharing them every single day for the foreseeable future. And JD, we are doing a challenge where we are submitting our best bets every single day into Player Profit. So let's pull that up here and show the people what we are talking about.
Yes, sir. So as far as yesterday goes, as far as our best bets, we split those. I have to bring it up again. I still can't believe that one play lost.
Yep.
But anyway, it did. So as far as our best bets goes, as far as in the account, we were down 1.55%. So like we're not doing bad. But we do need to get some winners here. So this is showing you just as far as on the back end, we have made five of those 20 picks, which as far as 20, you actually can do more than actually that. You just have to do actually at least
a minimum of 20.
So like we're not where we want to be, but like we're not in a bad place here.
Yeah, we still have 15 more minimum picks, and today's picks are going to help us get to the right side.
Right. And today, we have some picks that that we actually both really like here. I myself am going on that Dodgers and Padres over 9.5 runs. We are playing to win $500 there, and then Alpha, he's putting 500 on that Mets money line at
Yes,
plus
sir.
113.
I'm trying to see if we have any updated notes here, JD, because our guy J-Bo is saying Shane Smith is on the bump. I'm not seeing that anywhere. I did just check all my different sources on Twitter. I have all notifications in one tab of when they do lineup announcements and all that kind of stuff, and I still don't see that there. So if you're right, that would be great. Yeah, I mean, he's exactly who you think he is, JD. He's exactly who you think he is. Hold on, wait. Shane Smith is on the White Sox.
I was about to say, I was like,
Yeah, wait. Hey, so you want us to talk about the White Sox game, J-Bo? Should they even play today? Yeah,
I was there thinking, I was just like, I don't like know of a Shane Smith.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Like Dodgers.
Yeah. Well, J-Bo, I'll tell you right now, I have nothing on that White Sox game. I'm not going to be playing that game. Anything from you, JD, before we get the fuck out of here? It's the Cardinals, White Sox plus 125, and the Cards are minus 150 with Liberatore on the bump.
To be very honest, I did not look at it, but
Yeah, not a game I'm going to be
targeting.
targeting.
A second, I'll pull it up.
Shane Smith's been good. I know why J-Bo's bringing this up. He's 3-3.
I was about to say he has to be.
ERA.
He has to be because the model is showing the White Sox are actually a good play.
I agree, Joe. Easiest stay away of the day.
I haven't, like I said, I haven't looked into it whatsoever though, because that's just those are like two teams I don't really.
Two fade teams. They're two fade teams. The White Sox and the Cardinals. They're both teams I don't really like to have too much action on. So that's gonna be my response to that, J-Bo. All right, JD. We broke down 6 games, gave the people best bets. We did the play of profit. Anything else before we get the fuck out of here today? And we're staying positive and going to cash all our bets today. Family-friendly show. Family-friendly show.
We are going to stay positive. We are going to win the rest of our bets the rest of the day.
Forever.
Tomorrow, we might have another face on here.
Yes, we do.
We'll have to see about that. So y'all make sure to tune in tomorrow to see who that might be, because I guarantee you most of you would not guess. But yeah, man, I think for me that's going to be it.
Stay tuned. We will have Mark Cuban on tomorrow's show, former owner of the Dallas Mavericks, and we will have a great time. It's not Mark Cuban. I'm just kidding. But JD, you got to do the thing and get us the fuck out of here.
Yeah, guys. Hope everybody has a great Tuesday, and let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win, baby. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace.